I'm here at my hotel in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm getting ready for PAX East. Doing the whole 3-day thing and then some other stuff tonight. I kind of just got into the hotel and just got settled in the press materials and everything. So yeah, hotel lighting, beautiful. I feel like I should be doing like a Halloween special or something in this chair. I feel like with this lighting and everything is just feeling like really weird and sketchy looking. But I have collected a bunch of stuff over here. I don't know how super well that plays. Got a bunch of stuff on my hotel bedside table. Got a backpack especially for PAX and for the big flight going cross country. And I am going to be putting together kind of a, I don't know, survival bag, survival kit, air quotes thing, just to kind of show off, because it's my first time coming to PAX. It's definitely not my first time going to a big convention kind of thing like this, but it is my first time being to a Painting Arcade Expo, and I'm sure as this thing grows exponentially every year that a lot of people are first timers here this year, or, you know, I'm doing this for the 2013 year, obviously, but in coming years I'm sure a lot of new people will find and travel to PAX, and so hopefully I can kind of help out and show kind of like what the essentials are, some things that you might not think of when you go to a big convention for the first time, but which can end up kind of screwing you over in the end. And I'm just going to show what I'm going to be carrying in my bag on a day-to-day kind of consistently basis, aside from, you know, work stuff like the camera, video camera and stuff like that, which you don't really need but which might be kind of cool to have with you. So first off, at the backpack, you want to keep it light. You want to keep it mostly empty when you actually travel to the convention center, which should hopefully be a pretty short trip. You know, a lot of hotels downtown, only about a mile and a half away. I ended up, I think, being like a mile walk out from the convention center. So you want to have a light backpack, just in case you do have a longer walk. And then, because once you do get to the convention center, you're gonna be blown away by how much swag there is there. You know, at least if PAX conventions are any indication, and from what I've heard, PAX has a ton more swag than stuff like, you know, I don't know, Comic-Con or E3. Definitely remember like the Bastion scarves that Supergiant were giving out, and I know the Elder Scrolls Online people are giving out t-shirts this year and posters and like food and all this crazy stuff, which I will be collecting in my backpack and then giving to you guys in a giveaway later on. But you want to have an empty backpack so that when you get there you can fill it up, obviously. Lots of free stuff. You don't want to be crippling yourself getting there. Speaking of getting there, I have a smartphone. This is kind of a specific to me thing. You know, I am an idiot. I don't know where I'm going. My smartphone, however, does know where I'm going. So you're going to want to have a phone with maps capabilities if you're not super familiar with the city. So let's just go ahead and stick this in the backpack. So it's also really helpful, which, you know, you can obviously do this from your hotel room on the computer, but it's definitely convenient to have it on the fly too. You can use, you know, Google Maps on your phone or whatever app you want to use to search for restaurants that are open. You know, get out of the convention center pretty late typically at night, so not a lot of stuff is going to be open. It's only like, I don't know, 10:30, 11. I went out on the streets around 10, 15-ish looking for food, and you know, not a lot was open except for the standard bars and stuff, which brings me to another tip, that after PAX you will want to kind of walk around the city a little bit. Go to a bar, go to like a club, go to a lounge or something like that. Just stay within the range of the convention center, and you know, just hit up a random bar. It doesn't matter if you're by yourself or what. A lot of people in those places are going to be going to PAX. You never know when you might run into somebody famous. You never know when you might run into somebody you recognize. Excuse me, somebody you recognize. So just doesn't matter. Just go in, meet some people. They're all pretty cool people from what I've seen so far. You know, hotels are flooded with these people. I've met them in the elevators, on the streets, just walking around, and it's only Thursday night, so there is tons of stuff going on outside of PAX, even inside of the hotels, which are kind of integrated into that greater PAX system. You'll find like Magic the Gathering tournaments and like video game kind of gatherings and board game tournaments and all that good stuff. So look for stuff, be on the lookout, and you know, have fun while you're here. And you can definitely have a lot more fun while you're here if, like me, you're not familiar with Boston. If you have some kind of you know, responsive active maps app or something like that you're carrying around with you. When you get to the convention center, you need, obviously, one thing, just housed in this envelope here. Get your badge. So you should have that already. If you signed up for a 3-day pass, or you know, if you're doing a press thing, you should have gotten most of your stuff in the mail. And you know, obviously bring it with you. Hey, don't forget that. That would kind of suck. But if you do, or if there is a problem with, you know, processing it, or they don't think that you should be in there for whatever reason, print out and bring along your receipt, which I have here for mine. You know, never know. Never hurts to be too careful. I already did all that stuff, so I don't need that in my backpack anymore, but you should bring it. Next up, I have Tylenol here, and you know, that's just because I'm prone to headaches or whatever. If you are prone to something like that, you should bring along just like a little travel thing of Tylenol. And I've got some orange juice. What a lot of people take is like emergency or whatever, those like vitamin C caplets that you can just like, you can chew up, or you can dissolve it in water. It tastes kind of weird or whatever, but you know, orange juice and stuff like this kind of just serves the same function, which is to jack up your immune system with vitamin C, and you know, hopefully you don't get sick. PAX is infamous for getting people horribly diseased when they go home, and I really don't want to be a disease-ridden, you know, mess when I get out of here over the weekend. So I'm going to be drinking lots of juice and probably heading to the CVS. I think there's one on Milk Street, which is pretty close to like the centralized hotels area that a lot of people are staying in. So head to CVS. There's one on Milk Street, or head to somewhere, grab some emergency, grab some orange juice or whatever. There's kind of that like PAX flu thing that a lot of people seem to have when they come back from a PAX event, and you don't want to get sick, and you don't want to get other people sick, because that would be a bummer. So just be prepared with that stuff. I feel like there was something else I was going to mention based on the sickness kind of thing, but I guess just be hygienic when you go. You know, it's a big convention. There's a lot of people. I feel like this goes without saying, but you know, bathe and stuff. It doesn't matter if you gotta be in line at like 8 in the morning. I don't think they're even letting people in until 8, but you know, come on, dude. Get up a little bit earlier. It only takes like 5 minutes to shower if you're really quick. Just, yeah, be hygienic. It helps everybody to not get sick, and you know, keep your immune system up. Eat healthy food. It's kind of tempting here because, you know, it's definitely the easiest thing to do is when you're wandering around the city and there's like, oh, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. It's Boston. There's like a Dunkin' Donuts every 5 feet. They're, for some reason, crazy about that place up here. And, you know, all this fast food kind of stuff. It's tempting to just go and eat all that stuff. And it's definitely really easy to do that. But I would prefer to eat a little bit healthier for the most part, just so that, like I said, you know, you don't want to get sick. And then an addendum to that, and kind of an exception to that one tip, is eat a Boston cream donut while you're here, because it's Boston, and there's this really good bakery on the street. I forget what it's called right now. That's why I need the Google Maps app thing. But it's the street that the convention center is on. That leads from all the hotels to all the other places. They have really good donuts and stuff like that. So eat that once and then be healthy. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Google Maps stuff. I just took a little break from the video, Googled the thing that I was talking about. I was talking about the Flower Bakery and Cafe, which is at 12 Farnsworth Street, number 1 in Boston. The place is really good, or so I've heard. I'm going to be testing that out for myself tomorrow. So, there you go, there's a freebie. Speaking of eating, kind of forgot what I was talking about there because I was looking up donut places on my phone. But bringing along a little bit of trail mix, convention food. It's usually pretty expensive. Food near convention centers is usually pretty expensive, but at the same time, if you can be smart about what you're eating and where you're eating, it shouldn't be too bad. But you're gonna want to have kind of like a snacky thing, something that'll give you some energy, like nuts and fruit kind of thing, while you're standing in line. It's a weird thing to say, but it takes energy to stand in line if you're gonna do it all day. And go walking around the show floor, that's pretty hectic. Takes energy to do that stuff, so you want to have something that you can just kind of break into while you're standing there. And this year, Elder Scrolls Online is doing a food truck outside of the convention center. I don't think it's directly outside, it's on Congress Street, like 300 Congress Street, something like that. And that's probably going to be pretty cheap, I would think, or maybe even free. I think they might have some complimentary food. So if you find something going on like that that's like really cheap or free, which usually isn't super hard at the night time at conventions like this, because there are a lot of publishers throwing parties around that area with food and stuff like that, grab that. That way you don't have to spend money on food. And that kind of leads into having coffee. That's more for me, just because I'm not a morning person in the first place. I came from the West Coast. I was used to going to bed on the West Coast until like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning anyway. And now I'm over here, so that's like 7 in the morning that I would be going to sleep, but that's when I need to be awake, so that sucks. So you're gonna want to have something to give you kind of like a kick in the seat of your pants. If you're not a coffee person, have just like juice or something like trail mix or whatever for breakfast. Gives you some energy, and you're gonna need a lot of it to go running around. You're gonna run into a lot of people who have video games, weirdly enough, at this video game convention. So I'm saying bring a 3DS, or alternately, you can always bring the Vita. I've got both. I'll probably only be bringing my 3DS along with me to the convention center, or I might switch it off, one after the other. But I find that the 3DS is a more rewarding thing to bring along to kind of like a big gaming convention where there's going to be a ton of people, just because of the whole street passing thing. And Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate just came out on that thing, like 2 days ago? So I've got that in here. And when you're waiting in line, or when I'm waiting in line, at least I always try to be a little bit sociable, talk to the people around me. Why are you here? What are you looking forward to? What kind of games do you like? Whatever. It's just a fun way to meet new people, because when you go to something like PAX, you already have like this huge range of things in common with every single person around you, and it's awesome. You can make so many new friends that way just by standing in line next to a weird, random person, which is cool. But another way to be sociable here is to just whip out a 3DS, whip out a Vita, whatever. Turns waiting in line into literally a game. If you all just whip out a 3DS and then there are some people playing, let's say, Monster Hunter nearby, get those guys together, suddenly you have 3 new friends and you just killed the wait in line. So it's definitely a great idea to bring a portable handheld gaming system with you. Whatever obscure crap you've got, you can probably find somebody playing it at PAX. I've heard people, finding other people through the DS's PictoChat function and just like soliciting games through PictoChat and stuff. And like, who would even think to do that? Like, I don't even know. You'd have to be like a crazy person, but there are those people here, so that's great. That's awesome. Like, that's what PAX is all about. Just embrace that and have fun. And I think that is probably going to do it for the tips. You know, might have a bunch more next time I go to PAX, since this is my first. But for now, we got the phone, a 3DS or a Vita, trail mix or something like that, pretzels, whatever. Something to get you up in the morning if you need that. Tylenol if you need that, and you know, vitamin C thing or juice emergency, whatever. And obviously the pass and the receipt that you should have gotten in your email, so print that out if you haven't already. And that's about gonna do it for this video, but there should hopefully be a bunch more coming. I'm really not sure what to expect off the show floor. I'm gonna have to remember to charge the camera. That's me telling myself to do that. It doesn't actually have anything to do with this video. But I should be able to bring the camera along and maybe capture some like the Elder Scrolls food truck and go do like a taste test of all the food they have up there and something like that. But there's going to be a ton of stuff coming up over the weekend from PAX, so definitely be on the lookout. And thanks for watching, and happy PAXing. See you guys later.